when I think of jobs that can be taken by AI or this and that, my first thought is always art. That's always the main thing, and not just art as in painting or drawing. Like, like apparently in music making, that's a big thing right now, and like in video game creation, I guess you could say. Also, that's taking a big part of that as well, and in voice acting and this and that, and it's taking a lot of jobs apparently. Apparently, because I'm not really caught up in that. I know AI is making a giant breakthrough, and it's terrifying. But something I never thought was gonna be able to be happening is a lawyer. I really did not think that was gonna happen. And it's funny because the title of like this entire thing is the fact that like, oh, like he used an AI lawyer, but in reality he didn't even do that, because it seems like he just like what happened apparently from what I'm reading, I guess you could say, is the fact that all he did was make a guy say what he typed down. So it wasn't even AI generated. Because whenever I first watched this, I thought, oh, it's like, the court is asking the guy, the AI guy, questions, and the AI is answering back using ChatGPT. And I thought, what a dumbass, what an actual idiot. His explanation is a little bit like better, I guess you could say, like of why he did what he did, but it's still not like there were other ways to go about this, right? Like you know that, right?
May it please the court. I come here today a humble pro se before a panel of 5 distinguished justices.
Shut that off.
That's crazy. Like, you know what? And I'm really happy about the justice system in Australia, because I think this was in Australia from what I remember. No, New York. In New York, even better. I'm really happy for New York being able to immediately distinguish that, because it was 5 seconds of like that one AI guy talking. Like immediately she was like, you know what? Fuck this. I ain't no fucking fool. I ain't a player to your fucking game. You think this is your world and we're just in it? Nah, you're a fucking idiot. I'm sorry. And she said that. She 100% said that. And not even just that. Like she went off on him. Like she scolded him like a parent scolding her kid. That, you know what? iPad time is done, and if you throw a tantrum, you're fucked. That's really what she did. And holy shit, like, it's funny. It's really funny, actually.
A video for his argument. Okay, we will hear that video now.
May it please the court. I come here today a humble pro se before a panel of 5 distinguished justices.
Is this, hold on. Is that counsel for the case?
The bizarre moment unfolded in the State Supreme Court's Appellate Division when judges realized the attorney addressing them in a pre-recorded video was not real.
I love that. I really do. Because it wasn't even like I said, like an actual on the moment AI generated thing. It really wasn't. Like motherfucker took the time to do this. You know what I mean? Like he went out of his way to do this. And to me it's just so silly. It's a really goofy thing to even do. Because like his explanation for doing that sort of video is just simply saying, oh, I'm not a really good talker. Whenever I talk, like I just like I get jumbled. Oh, let me tell you exactly what he says by him telling you.
Well, there's a couple of reasons. I had throat cancer 25 years ago, and so my throat tends to give out over a period of time. A conversation is one thing, but talking for a long time, I start hacking and coughing, and it's difficult. Articulation is kind of difficult also. And then there's the pressure and the intimidation that a pro se feels in the courtroom by himself.
So yeah, like it makes sense. You know what I mean? It makes sense for, oh, I can't really talk too much because of this or that, blah blah blah. Like it really does make sense. But in the grand scheme of things, homie, like I don't know what the fuck you were thinking. Because if you were able to like, show up with a pre-recorded video, you could have pre-recorded yourself just giving yourself the case. You know what I mean? Because like I said, it seems like an AI generated just avatar, just like she said, like an avatar, just like a dude. He just made a dude who said whatever you typed, and like I said, this could have all been avoided, and you would have not been scolded as hard if you would have recorded yourself being like, hey, you know what? It's me, your boy. Like I'm not guilty or whatever the fuck he's in court for. But a really big part of this could have been avoided if he took the time to record his own video, because even himself. He says that he struggled to make that in time for court. Like, look at him.
Right? 5 minutes for your argument?
That's right. I got advance approval for the to use the video. I had intended to use a replica of myself, an avatar of myself, But I had some technical difficulties getting it completed. It was the first time I ever tried it. It's a very, very new technology. And I couldn't get it completed by the time of the hearing, so I had to go with James, who you see there is much more handsome than I am.
I'm sorry. That's still really fucking stupid. In my opinion, that's still really fucking stupid. Why would you make an avatar of yourself to speak on a pre-recorded video when you yourself could have recorded the video just as way easier? You know what I mean? If you have the technology to work on like making an avatar of yourself, you clearly have a webcam and a very simple computer. Because like right now, I'm making a video on a shoestring of like a computer and a webcam. Obviously there's a mic here and like whatever, but you know, I'm not making avatars here. I'm not. All I'm making is some dumbass videos about me like saying how stupid this is. But you clearly have more technology than I do. You clearly know more than I do. Like if for some reason I'm not, like something goes wrong, I'm fucked. I'm completely fucked. Like I gotta call my friend who's an actual computer geek to fix anything that's going on. You clearly can do it yourself, so I don't know why you didn't do it. And I understand what he said about having throat cancer and the pressure of like being in court and everything. Like it's hard. I can imagine it'd be a hard thing. It's not like a, oh, bam, fixed, easy solution. No, like I can imagine it'd be a hard thing. But still, like in this interview that you're doing right now, it seems like you're talking just fine, if that makes sense. And this is live, or I'm assuming it's live. But I'm not really hearing any issues that wouldn't be happening in court. Because like in court, if you're defending yourself, like the judge, most of the time, I'm gonna go with most of the time, they listen, you know what I mean? And if something like that, like this is happening to you, you know, they will, you know, allow you to get a drink of water, this and that, you know, like get your thoughts in order. So I don't understand what the fucking point of the avatar is.
James came off very handsome and debonair for the 5 seconds that the judge allowed it to play, but then, man, she went off on you. Did you expect to have that reaction from that appellate judge?
No. I did kind of expect that the panel would be surprised, but I didn't really expect quite so vehement a reaction.
Why? Literally, why didn't you expect that? I don't really understand what you expected to come out of this. I really didn't. Like, I mean, yeah, surprised, but this isn't like, you know, like the first, like, you know, the future where like, oh, what a cool thing. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. Like, we did not know we were in the presence of a fucking genius. Oh my God, you're free. You're not guilty. You're completely fine. You know what? We are so sorry. We're gonna pay you because, you know, we fucked up. Like, no, like I said, like, I feel like that would be really bad, you know what I mean, in the actual setting where, like, the job of a lawyer would just be completely, not obsolete, but it just seems stupid, you know what I mean? Because using ChatGPT is essentially just representing yourself, and I find that to be really fucking stupid. And, I mean, the rest of this is just, like, you know, like I said, she scolded him. She scolded the fuck out of him. You know what? Let's watch that. Let's watch that fucking scolding, because it's really funny.
That is not a real person.
The man, Jerome DeWald, admitted he had created the avatar himself because he did not have a lawyer. The court did not take it lightly.
Okay, it would have been nice to know that when you made your application. You did not tell me that, sir. I received the application.
DeWald submitted an apology and was allowed to continue in person, but not before being sternly rebuked.
In the past, you have gone to my clerk's office and held verbal conversations with our staff for over 30 minutes. Okay? I don't appreciate being misled. So either you are suffering from an ailment that prevents you from being able to articulate, or you don't. You are not going to use this courtroom as a launch for your business, sir.
It follows a series of recent AI-related blunders in US courts, including fictitious case citations and hallucinated rulings, prompting concern over the growing role of AI in legal settings.
To shut that off. If you want to have oral argument time, you may stand up and give it to me.
And and it's just so funny to me because it's like a little, like, they are scolding a little kid, and I love that because it's so goofy to me because it literally sounds like like you know when like you don't want to share with your siblings or whatever, and never they're like, you were playing for 30 minutes and your little brother has not played for over an hour. That means you gotta give him the controller and you gotta be nice about it. That's really what it sounds like. Whereas like, you've been talking to my staff for 30 minutes in the past and now you can't talk for 5 minutes. Oh, you are this and that, blah blah blah. And it's so stupid. It's really goofy. Like I said, I don't really feel bad for him because they all make good points. You know what I mean? Like in that interview, he was talking just fine with like maybe a little bit of an issue. I could understand that, but he was talking just fine in that interview on the news. And she even says how he's had multiple times talk to her staff about that, about for 30 minutes or more. And not even just that, like he went through a lot of trouble to make the AI avatar, which for no fucking reason. When even if all of that was the case, even if all that was the case where he had a fear of public speaking, he couldn't articulate his words and he couldn't really talk like just the way he should, he could have just pre-recorded his statement himself because they let him do the video, you know what I mean? But he just didn't say he was doing an AI, which is where he got in trouble. But if he would have just recorded himself talking like, hey, this is my statement, this is why I'm not guilty, blah 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 blah, it would have been fine. It wouldn't have not been that big of a deal. And from what I've heard, I mean, there's been some reprimanding, like, yeah, and they did let him go on with this trial and everything, but I forgot what happened exactly in terms of like, 1 second. I was gonna look it up, but I just really don't give a fuck. It's just funny how this happened, how he was just like, you know, like so woke that he wanted to just do this, and I find it really stupid. And and piece of advice, if you go to court, don't represent yourself and don't use AI. Bam, I just solved the court system. And honestly, I mean, yeah, it's just funny. Take care.